Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where in today's video I'm taking a look at the first two French jet fighters, these being the MD.450B Barougan and the MD.450B Ouragan. Now these are both aircraft of which recently have gone from a rating of 8.0 down to 7.7, which considering their performance is a very welcome change. Definitely something that I'm very happy with, and it really did give me the idea to give them a go in a video and show you guys how they perform, because previously they really did not suit that 8.0 rating, and now they're down here sitting at 7.7 where you can face 7.0s and they're actually doing very well. So, I've got a few games lined up, so let's take a look at them and see how these things perform. So to start off, we have a very, very nice game in the Barougan, which is the variant which actually was fitted with an experimental heavy landing gear, which would allow it to land on grass, unprepared runways, really. There are no gear doors, funnily enough, on the rear wing gear, so rather interesting design there. Anyway, but here's a MiG-9. This aircraft does mount 4 M50 20mm cannons. Overall, it has 500 rounds of ammunition, so it's a decent amount. And you know what? You can achieve some pretty cool shots, as you are about to see. Now, one thing I really love about the sort of 7.0 BR games, up to 8.0 really, is that they do end very fast. Now, it did get to the point where the last enemy was a TU-4, definitely something very dangerous to engage, but luckily the whole remaining fighter group on my team sort of just collaboratively said, you know what, let's just swarm him, his gunners can only pick off one of us at a time, and we were able to shoot him down, although unfortunately he did also take down a friendly aircraft. But that was the end of that game. 2 kills, definitely not too bad, especially considering how I sort of my previous thoughts on the aircraft when it was sitting at 8.0, where I flew it out and I thought, you know what, this thing just does not perform, it absolutely sucks. But you know what, now at this rating, you're not facing top tier, and it is an incredibly fun aircraft. Well, now we're going to jump over to the second game, where we're in the Ouragan. Now, I've waited a bit late in the game. As you can see, the points are very low, but I've got up to speed, and I'm chasing down an Arado, and also my fuel is getting incredibly low. Now, I'm pulling up on this Arado. It is the C variant, and you know what? I don't think he sees me yet, because he's not doing any evasive action, and luckily, I can push a top speed a lot quicker than him. The only issue with these aircraft being is if you're at high speed and you try to turn, the wings will rip off, so do be careful with that. But there we go, a few shots and I'm able to knock out the pilot, and he completely rips to pieces and then explodes, so pretty decent there. And I begin a pull-up maneuver just to zoom climb a bit, and there is a 262, the last person on the enemy team, just as my fuel is getting incredibly low, just about to go under a minute of fuel. And that's definitely going to leave me in a bit of a tricky situation. If I run out of fuel while trying to dogfight a 262, there is no chance of surviving. I cannot get away, and I won't have the engine power to pull off vertical maneuvers like this. So it is going to be fairly difficult, but luckily, I am able to get on his tail and successfully take him out before my fuel runs out. Because luckily with the 262, its sort of climb speed maintaining isn't very good. It bleeds off the speed very fast. So you can, if you have a bit more power, get around behind him when he's at the top of those turns, when he's at these sort of low speed. But I'm releasing some shots, I'm just trying to get up, and I am pulling up on him, and luckily he gets distracted by another friendly aircraft and dives down a bit, which gives me a chance to pull up onto him, and once he climbs off again, I'm able to just grab some hits. He doesn't really stand a chance, and eventually I rip his wing off, and obviously after you've lost a wing, it's highly unlikely you're actually going to be able to survive. And that luckily was the end of the game, with the point at possibly the lowest point they can possibly be, at a neck and neck. I was able to take him out, giving my team the victory. So yeah, again, another 2-kill game, definitely not too bad. And these were early games. This game was a bit laggy, mainly because it was on stream, and unfortunately my Intel potato cannot handle those sort of things. But anyway, though, back into another game. Yet again, this is near the end of a game, where there is one enemy left, and you know what, I'm heading back to base, because yet again, I've let my fuel get low. And one thing you might notice is that I always take the minimum fuel load, because, it's minimum or either a very close to maximum amount, which does lower your maneuverability and climb rate quite a bit. But there's Narado, I'll fire some shots. He shot at me, he dived down. To be fair to him, he did get a hit on me, but he did not kill me. And luckily enough, that is the end of the game with 1 kill for me. And I've not died yet, but that is going to change fairly soon, as you are about to see. Another thing to mention is, just in case you're wondering about the skin my aircraft has, this is actually a fictional Patrol de France skin that is currently available on the War Thunder market, so do definitely go give that a look. Anyway though, back on this game in Korea, I start off by engaging a group of German aircraft. You will find that despite being a higher rating than them, Horten 229s and Messerschmitt 262s will be very much the bane of your life in lower tier, down tier games with this thing, because their guns are very good and will finish you off quickly. Although luckily there, I was able to dodge the 30 mil shots from the 229, and my faster muzzle velocity, 20 mils, were able to hit him before he could continue firing. And I have been able to get on the tail of this 262, who, he's being tricky. He knows what he's doing, but I have been able to get a few hits on him, and I believe I've critically damaged his controls. Unfortunately, there is another 262 now who wants to play, so I am going to have to try and be careful with him, doing a little dummy head-on maneuver there. I tend to do that in jet games. It can be risky with the Germans due to the fact that if you do get hit by even one of those 30 mil rounds, it's highly likely you are going to get completely shredded. But, if you can make them waste their ammunition, it's not like they have a huge amount. So if you can do that a few times, make them drain their ammunition down, it's highly likely you might be able to get them in a situation where you can shoot them, but they can't shoot you. And funnily enough, there was someone in the chat who I believe is someone I killed, who actually knows who I am. And as you saw a minute ago, I did also get that 262 kill, as he obviously flew into a cliff or something. Now, unfortunately, this happens whenever I'm trying to gather footage for videos. My internet started to get a bit spazzy again, like it did when I was getting footage for the mouse. And, the PL shot up. And for some reason, it says I crashed into the 262, but I did not see him anywhere near me. He definitely did not hit me. So I was a little bit confused there. And, No. I ended up crashing into a mountain, which definitely isn't the kind of way you want your pilot career to go. But anyway, now we're on another game on the map Normandy, and I have seen a Horten 229 in the clouds, so I think I found him. A few shots from the 20 mils, finish him off rather nicely by knocking out his pilot, which tends to be a fairly easy way these things deal with things. They have a very high fire rate, and the shell velocity is rather fast, so you can pummel a lot of shots into a target from quite far away and knock out their pilot due to the amount of rounds going through. At least it is highly likely you're going to hit something important. Now, here is a 163 who is on fire, but you know what? I decide to go in for the kill, and I'm able to take him down. And that is 2 kills in this game, which went fairly well for me, to be honest. It got to the point where I was getting the good games where I got 2 or 3 kills, but then a lot of the games I was either getting 1 kill and then being killed, or I was just straight up dying. So I just had to go for kills, really. But that is the end of the game there, so that's another 2-kill game. Not too bad whatsoever. And an assist, which I chose not to show because it's an assist, and I had kills that I could show. Well, now we have some individual singular kills. First off, there's this LA-15 that I'm chasing down, and you think I'm going for him, but then I say, oh no, there's a MiG-9, so I pull onto him, and a few shots take him out. Very similar way to how I killed the MiG-9 in the first game of this video. Basically, with MiG-9s, I find a few shots tend to finish them off easily. Now, with my French crews, they are fairly low level, and that does lead to a massive amount of crew blackouts all the time, which is rather annoying. And, that last game, a few seconds after I ended it there, my wing actually ripped off. And here's a 262 as well, so I go up on him, and I believe I knock something critical out, because next time I come down on him, he appears to be spinning, which, I don't think an aircraft is supposed to do, to be perfectly honest. I believe they're meant to fly straight, so maybe the 262 decided to be a helicopter. I don't know, I'm not going to judge. But someone is trying to steal my kill, so I dive down, a few shots, knock out the pilot, and that is a kill for me. But anyway, guys, they are all the games I have for you guys from these 2 jets. What did you guys think of the video? Please feel free to comment below and give me your thoughts on either the video itself or the jet aircraft in-game, and let me know if you've had any cool games in these aircraft. As always, suggestions for gameplay videos are massively appreciated. If you could leave a like on the video, I would also appreciate that, and maybe even subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. Anyway though, thanks again for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.